Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, bingo bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world.
What's up everybody? This is Ted Karras of the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincy Hat, and you're watching Bengals and Brews.
You tell him, Ted.
Got to update. That song still knocks.
Hell yeah. I got another update. Chris Henry Jr. is a Buckeye. I love when my young kids come to me. What?
That's right. You love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get too tall to play wide receiver at some point. I mean, he looks like a damn small forward in the NBA already.
Yeah, they had talked about him possibly at one point being a tight end. That's still on the table.
Bro, I don't know, because he looks like he dwarfs even like Jeremiah Smith at times in some of these photos and stuff. And Smith's 6'4". I mean, he's probably got to be close to 6'6" already.
Is that picture that they put in our group chat, is that him and Jeremiah Smith?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There is something to be said. Like, I would love to see a statistical breakdown of how many receivers over 6'5" have been great, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like you can almost be too tall or you lose all your leverage.
Yeah.
That sort of, because I was watching some of his high school games were on TV this year, and I was kind of like, there's still a lot of parts. I mean, he's still in high school, so he can't like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There is a lot that he still needs to work on. You know,
step up his game, man. He's got that NFL dream.
But yeah,
talented kid. I'm excited he's going to be a Buckeye. I mean, I would have rooted for him wherever he went because, you know, his dad obviously was a great Bengal here in the short time that he was on the field. So I'm excited to see what he can do. And I mean, obviously he's picking even with Hartline gone, having Jeremiah Smith there for a year to learn from as a freshman and work off of should be a good thing.
It should be good. How many years will the two of them play together?
Just one.
Jeremiah Smith's off to the NFL after next year, but he can't declare this year. He'd be top 5 pick this year easily. Yeah, if he could.
Yeah.
Enough about that. Enough about, you know, Ohio State, this, that, and the other. I mean, maybe we'll swing back around to some college football talk with conference championships later in the show. But big game for the Bengals. I mean, big win against Baltimore. You at least have set yourself up to go in there and have a chance against Buffalo. Now, we'll see. Buffalo's a good team. They need a win. They're going to want to beat us. But I'm excited, man. And everybody talks like Josh Allen has had a down season. And maybe it's not been, oh, my gosh, otherworldly. But at the same point in time, he's completing almost 70% of his passes. And he does have 19 touchdowns, but 10 interceptions is not ideal. So that touchdown to interception ratio is not great. Been sacked 28 times, but still almost 240 yards a game passing. And having James Cook, who's just an animal with over 1,200 rushing yards already. I mean, I think they have a good balanced offense. They're still missing that wide receiver one that we've talked about over and over all season long. Yeah. But, I mean, that's a good offense, and you got to be on your A game. And it's not just James Cook. I like Ray Davis, you know, at running back out of Kentucky also. He can come in and make some noise, and I think he returned some kicks too. So, and Khalil Shakir is still a pretty good receiver, 569 yards. But then you look at, like, their tight ends, 448 for Kincaid, 223 for Knox. They're going to look to feed those tight ends. They're going to look for mismatches against our linebackers at times in coverage. So that's what we're going to have to bank on. And Jalen Davis is going to have another big game, probably get matched up at times with some of those guys or Shakir. And, it should be a fun matchup. So what are just your initial thoughts before we get into, like, player-by-player breakdowns for this weekend after having the week to think about it, Pork Chop?
Man, I feel like the same way I felt. Like, when we come out of Baltimore, I'm like, am I in the twilight zone? Is this our defense? Is it Baltimore's offense? What's going on here? So this is my prove it week for me, man. I'm pretty much all the way in, you know. My whole foot, I got one toe out. I want to bring that toe in when I see this game on Sunday. If the defense goes out there and they play really good against Buffalo, then I'm fucking all the way back in, bro. If this defense can show me one more time and then we beat the Ravens again, I mean, I'm looking at Buffalo, trying not to look past them, but I'm telling you, man, I'm excited to see this defense.
It's an interesting stylistic game because, you know, as great of a quarterback as Josh Allen is, I would say that the Buffalo offense the last 2 years has leaned on the run game. Their offensive line really, really solid. I think Deion Dawkins comes back. I think he went full participant today. So getting him back at left tackle, you know, so they are a team that's definitely goes through James Cook the last couple of years. I think, like, you know, Josh won the MVP last year. He made a lot of plays. He was more of kind of like a playmaker last year, but when you looked at his statistics for the year, it wasn't like compared to previous years. So I do think having the lack of receiving talent obviously hurts them. And I think this is a good thing to look at in terms of like investment in receivers. The Bengals chose to invest money in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase for obvious reasons, Joe Burrow, where Buffalo maybe went stylistically leading into the running game in the last 2 years and just haven't been able to, although they spent draft capital on Coleman, he just hasn't panned out. But I think
from a touchdown last game. Settle down.
From a weapon standpoint, it's been a struggle for Buffalo. Like when you watch the game last Sunday night, between Steelers and the Bills, it was like watching two offenses kind of run in mud. Now, Buffalo was able to run for quite a bit of yards, and Josh Allen uses his feet too. So that's something that we're going to have to guard it. So long story short, I think stylistically it's a pretty interesting game because although we are running the ball at a good efficiency level and EPA, you know, we obviously like to prefer to run pass the ball. So it's like almost two teams that are a little bit different offensively.
What about you, Greg? What's your initial thoughts on the game before we get into key matchups?
My initial thoughts are just don't stay on the tracks when the train's coming through. I just don't give a damn what team we're playing right now. We got Joey back. I'm just ready to go through everything right now, man. Hell, I've already ran. Hell, I just cut my ear shaving and all that and stuff before we got on this show, man. I was dripping blood everywhere, man. And, buddy, I ain't a fight and I ain't afraid to bleed, man. That's all I'm going to fucking say right now. Let's keep this going.
Big sandwich and basically in the wife beater.
Big bloody sandwich.
Did you fix your audio yet, Greg? I couldn't tell for sure there. It wasn't bad, but I couldn't tell.
No, I didn't.
Looked like a sniper tried to get you.
Cool.
Got him right on the ear, man.
Yeah, I was shaving my sideburns, and I keep feeling these drops. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm lying in bed, man, and I have white sheets underneath. I'm like, fuck, so I had to throw everything in the washing machine and take a shower.
Your ear make you look like Big Sandwich Trump. Shot in the ear.
Aurora said we're looking good today. Appreciate you.
Oh, thanks,
Aurora.
Thank you, Aurora.
Appreciate you.
Greg, are you okay, bud? Cutting your ear?
No, I'm fine. I just hate blood drops, man. I hate them, man. I couldn't stop the bleeding like shit. It was just more annoying. I didn't even know.
Not a fan of Jermaine Pratt when he was here, huh?
I knew that was and all that. No. I didn't even know I cut myself, man. I'm like, what the hell are these drops going? I'm like, I look at my hand. I'm like, what the fuck? So we're all good.
I'm looking at the defense now, you know, just statistics, and, you know, that can be misleading at times, but they're not expected to have Joey Bosa. He's their leading sack guy on the year with 5. He'd been playing pretty good the last couple games I've seen, so that works for me that he's not going to play.
He was the turning point on that Steelers game, I think. Like Dustin said, it was like both teams are running in mud, and then when he got that hit on Aaron Rodgers, it bloodied his nose. Fucking whole game changed.
That was the opening drive of the second half too. The Steelers got the ball and fumbled, and that was pretty much that.
But especially with him out, I think my first key matchup will be our interior offensive line versus their interior D-line. They drafted Deion Walker, who, you know, was hit or miss, but getting him in the 4th round was a complete steal. It's one of those guys, you knew what he could be if he really gave the effort to be it. Like, the pad level was atrocious as a prospect, but, man, the flashes were crazy. And there's just not many guys that can move at all that are also, like, what is he, 6'6", 340? I mean, he's just huge. And then you're pairing him with Ed Oliver, who is tied for second for sacks on the season for them with 3. And Ed Oliver's a really good pass rusher, really explosive guy in the interior of that defense. So, I mean, I think our interior line's been playing good. I imagine Dalton Reisner will start again. I don't know why you'd you'd put Rivers back in there. I don't think they will. So you probably got Reisner at right guard, Teddy at center, and then Fairchild at left guard. And I think they've been playing good together on the interior, but this is going to be a good matchup to see how well they are playing ultimately on that interior offensive line. So that's probably my first key matchup for the game. Greg, do you have something there, another matchup, or what you want?
Ed Oliver, quickly. No, just flashback with the draft. Do you think if Ed Oliver was there, it came down between him and Jonah Williams, do you think they would have taken Ed Oliver over Jonah Williams?
I mean, if they were smart, they would have, because I mean, he was a top 3 prospect in my eyes in that draft class. Yeah. Now, would they have? Who knows? But I mean, it would have been hard to pass on him for sure.
They probably would have, though.
All right. Anybody else have another key matchup? Player versus player, or position group versus position group they're looking forward to seeing this Sunday in Buffalo?
The whole defense against Josh Allen. How are we going to? I did not know this. A friend of mine told me, a coworker of mine told me a stat today. Josh Allen is the all-time leader for the Bills in rushing touchdowns. I mean, you have Thurman Thomas, you have a bunch of great running backs for the Bills in history, and he leads the all-time leading rusher in touchdowns. I did not know that. So,
and he broke Cam's record for touchdowns for a quarterback in NFL history last week. So
that's ridiculous. So my question, my biggest, the whole defense. I guess we could say the linebackers going up against Josh Allen. Keep him in the pocket. Do not let him run out of the pocket. That's going to be my key matchup.
Maybe that's Barrett Carter versus Josh Allen kind of thing.
Have
Barrett Carter spying. Who was spying Lamar the most in the game?
I don't know. I don't know if they had a true spy on him or not, really.
Yeah, I think there's a cut. Yeah, maybe for a couple plays, but it just didn't seem like they probably had some insight on Lamar and how much he's been running with probably being some kind of banged up, so I don't think they were as worried about it. But I almost look at Josh Allen as more of a running threat right now, to be honest.
Yeah, David here says that Locked on Bills thought that Kincaid is trending not to play on Sunday. So, I mean, hey, I wouldn't be mad if they set him another week.
I was just going to ask about that, too, so that's good to know.
And Knox has been stepping up a little bit lately, but, Kincaid obviously is the more explosive of those two. So, yeah, if he didn't play, I wouldn't mind that, but we'll see when Sunday comes around.
I think the matchup too for me is definitely our linebackers. This is a big linebacker game. Like, Greg, you mentioned it, being able to contain Josh Allen with the run game. And obviously with the Bills, I mean, the injury, obviously, I don't know. It's one of those things they like to attack with their tight ends. So I think our linebackers within the run game against James Cook, containing him. I don't expect us to obviously totally shut the run game down, but let's not just get gashed on Sunday. So that I think it's a big linebacker game. It's going to be like how far these guys come along. It comes at a good time where it's okay, our defense has been improving, but also linebacker wise, how much, so I think this is going to be a really good test because this is a game that you need your linebackers to step up. So yeah, here we go.
Chop, do you have a key matchup for this one?
To tell you the truth, my key matchup is more that prove it shit that I was talking about. Pick one, A or B, Miles Murphy or Joseph Osai.
That was going to be my thought too. If you didn't mention that,
one or the other or both.
I think both. Yeah.
I want to see those guys go out and show me what they showed me last week against Baltimore, that they can create pressure and they can get Josh Allen on the ground. So I'm really excited to see our defense, and that's really weird to say this year, but I'm super stoked. We went from last place, not only last place in this year, it was last place in NFL history for a 3-game stretch. And I think last time I checked, it was we were ranked at 16. So that's an incredible improvement, and I have a hard time believing it. So I want to see the proof, please. Joseph Osai, how about 2 more sacks, bruh? Let's do it. Make it hard for us with fucking your agent at the end of the season. Make it hard, please.
Are you already hard, Chop?
A little bit. Not going to lie, Greg. Talking about that got me a half chub.
There you go.
Well, this also shows just having corners that can stay on islands. I know I've talked about this, and I know the chat probably gets sick of hearing me say this, but when you have corners that can hold up in an island, there's so much more that you can do in your defense. You can dedicate more resources to the run game. You can blitz more. So I think the way that Dax Hill, DJ Turner, Jalen Davis finally getting his shot, hell, he should have been playing like the whole time. Like anytime they talked about him, they always were like glowing about him. It's like, why don't you ever fucking play him then? You know what I mean? But I just feel like really confident about our corners and how they can hold up in coverage, and they can just do where we can dedicate more resources to the run game and not be burnt, you know?
Yeah, and I kind of talked about our interior offensive line versus their D tackles, but it extends to more than that. And it's the third player besides Murphy and Osai said we're the 3 key players to the game. In my Cincy Jungle article, which I would appreciate if everybody, would get on there and read that and comment and tell me how awesome I am or how much I suck. Either way, it's a comment, and I think that's a good thing. But my third player was Chase Brown, and it's Chase Brown and the running game as a whole. Yeah. They're a team that come in like 30th in rushing yards and first in passing yards per game. I don't know if their defense is that good against the pass per se. And this is, obviously with Joe Burrow and Mike Gesicki and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you're hoping that we got the best pass offense that no one can slow us down no matter what their yards per game rank is. But if you do need to run the ball a little more, and they have a worse tackling percentage than the Bengals this season on defense, which is crazy to think because we know how bad our defense has been with missed tackles. They have more missed tackles than us on the season and a higher percentage in that area. So to me, it's like, can we run the ball? Can Chase Brown, who's had 100 yards and scrimmage, all-purpose yards in 6 straight games, but can he run over 100 yards in this game? Everyone talking about James Cook, and rightfully so, 1,200 yards, a fantastic season, really the key to their offense this season. But how about Chase Brown coming on? Burrow's back, that's great, but how about Chase Brown continuing to play the way he's playing, busting off some big runs? I think that's a huge key to the Bengals getting a victory in Buffalo this Sunday.
Dale, you're right, because when did Chase Brown really take off this year? It's when Joe Flacco was under center. So he's had one game back with Joe Burrow. So I'm also interested to see if the run game changes at all. Like, I felt like Chase Brown was struggling. And when Joe Flacco went in there, they changed up the game plan or whatever, and the running game took off a lot.
Yeah, I think over a month now we've been one of the best like EPA per play teams when it comes to the run game. So, and I actually think Chase's statistics would have even looked more awesome last week, but he was splitting the carries quite a bit with Samaje. So we'll kind of see what that load balance is, but he's definitely going to be a key. I do think there is like something like everybody's like kind of alluding the Bills pass defense as being number one. I also think like, well, if you're getting up that many yards on the run game, like teams don't need to pass first.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah, and you go through their schedule. I don't feel as though like they played Penix in Atlanta. He picked them apart. I think Stroud did pretty good against him. So I don't know if like the quality of quarterbacks, they haven't obviously seen anything like Burrow.
I think this game will answer so many questions for both teams, really, because for that pass defense against our guys, and obviously they were still looking for help because they claimed Darius Slay, and Darius Slay said, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just retire. Like I'm good. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to go back to Philadelphia, honestly.
Yeah, no, thank you."
So we'll
see. This shit show, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
Well,
so go ahead, Dustin.
I was gonna say, just I think he looked pretty washed up for the Steelers, so he's probably like, I don't know if I got it anymore. I don't want to be embarrassed. They got the Bengals, and they probably said, hey, we're gonna throw you right out there, and he's like, nah, I'm good. I'll retire.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an interesting week, and it's an interesting week around the NFL. You got the Ravens and Steelers playing. One of them has to win. I mean, they could tie, but one of them has to win. One of them's going to be 7-6, but, they play each other twice. The Ravens, on paper, have a pretty tough schedule. The Steelers is not as tough, but the Steelers just, to me, don't scare me. But Lamar might not play this week for them. So it's like, do we kind of root for a Steelers win because we think then – I don't know. I don't know where to really root here, because do we just think the Steelers are a worse team? The Ravens will get them the second time. Like what do you think for a Bengal fan guide? Obviously, we have to win or none of it matters, but just tossing out stuff we usually don't talk about. Who do you guys kind of prefer to win out of Pittsburgh and Baltimore before we get into picks around the NFL in general?
I think we want them to split.
Yeah.
there's something where I'm not ready to just bury the Ravens either, like
Right.
So the Steelers, I am ready to bury them because I don't know, they just got it. So
we should probably root for the Steelers though. If Lamar's going to be out, and that's going to be the X factor when he comes back to help win, might as well get those because we need to win out, and they both need to lose too. Isn't that right? Is that the math? Because we're 2 behind, right?
Yeah, that's where
we can beat Baltimore. We have them on the schedule, so I mean, in a way. Let's say the Steelers beat Baltimore. I mean, then we beat Baltimore. Well, we've already basically climbed past them if we take care of business against Buffalo and them.
Yeah.
We would be right there at a whole 6-8 tied with them, which is crazy. But really back in the race, you know what I mean? And then we'll see if the Steelers drop some other games, which I think they will because I don't believe in them either, Dustin. So I guess I'm slightly leaning toward I hope the Steelers win, but I'm not rooting actively for either of those teams. Fuck them both.
Dude, there's something in me though that wants to have the division winner maybe have a losing record because there's something about thinking about having to beat Cleveland the last game of the season that kind of worries me, with their defensive line and shit. I don't know. It's just they're always a tough matchup. As horrible as their offense are, maybe their players will be checked out, or some of them will not even be playing. But when you go up and down the Ravens schedule, I think it's a little bit tougher than the Steelers. I think the Steelers definitely have some games over the next couple weeks. And I don't know what a tie does. I don't know if that's good or bad for us. Maybe
I know that's how I am. It probably ultimately would end up being bad somehow, one way or the other. I don't know. Right. I mean, it just depends what they do the rest of the way, obviously. So it's hard to really say.
We just need to do our part. Just win.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I hated to even mention it, but I was trying to transition into doing our NFL picks for the week. So
yeah.
Dale, before we transition, I saw this poll. I believe Lance McAllister posted it. What is more likely happening? Bengals making the playoffs or the Reds signing Kyle Schwarber?
Bengals making the playoffs just because I don't trust the Reds to outbid somebody in Major League Baseball. They have the least wealthy. I mean, they're all wealthy, but the least wealthy owner in all of Major League Baseball. There's no salary cap, so teams can spend whatever. Schwarber had a great season. I think ultimately the Phillies give him a huge bag. Yeah. I mean, it'd be exciting if he became a Red, but I think the Bengals, as of right now ask me again on Monday. If we lose to the Bills, then I'll say Schwarber. But I think both of them are obviously long shots at the moment.
I don't know, Schwarber, he's a local. He wants to come here, but how much of a pay cut would he be willing to? What is a hometown discount to Schwarber is the question.
I don't think anyone ultimately takes a hometown discount.
Yeah. But it's fun to dream, though.
Maybe if he was a little bit further in his career, he may, but at that point, it's what's his bat speed? I hate polls like that because they're not really mutually exclusive. One doesn't really have anything to do with the other. I guess, the most likely, it's I don't know. So
right now, they're both huge, huge long shots.
It's not a long shot, though. It's never a long shot in a good way. Midwest Best Barbecue and the Chop Shop. Proud sponsor of the show. It's not a long shot. It's easy to get a shirt from the Chop Shop. And all you got to do for Midwest Best Barbecue is go in there, order you some Grippo wings, some G-Funk, some mac and cheese, some awesome queso, anything you want. A lot of good food there. Both easy as hell to do, and for a good cause.
Hey, on Monday, they're going to release the Christmas menu for the pickup meals.
Yes, they will.
Yep.
Can I be honest about something too, guys? I didn't realize Larry Ogunjobi was on the Bills.
Yeah, they picked him up, and they picked up that Hoyt guy that we kind of liked in free agency, but he got injured immediately. He looked really good in the one game he played. Both of them got suspended at the beginning of the season or whatever for 6 games, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And then Landon Jackson, who I, kind of came on to with the Arkansas in the draft. It's just crazy when you look at the names of the Bills D line: Russo, Walker, Daquan Jones. I know Bosa's out. AJ Espinoza, Jordan Phillips, Javon Solomon. You're oh, this team is just going to wreck stuff, and they're like one of the lowest sack teams in the.
Yeah, don't put that out there. You shouldn't have said that. Now they're going to have like 9 sacks this game or something crazy.
Well, we were also talking about like how bad their run defense was too. So they're not even.
I know they did throw like a lot of names, and you would think they'd be better because they really tried to invest in it. Like it just hasn't quite panned out to the level that I think they thought it would.
Weren't their first 3 or 4 picks in this year's draft all defense, if I'm not mistaken? I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I know they took the corner Hairston from
That's true.
Kentucky in the first.
So we're not the only team that dedicates a lot of resources and it doesn't pan out, you know?
Yep, for sure. All right, let's get into our picks for this week. A recap: I'm 73-36. Chop is 5 games behind at 68-41. He was 10 games behind. He's cut it in half in 2 weeks. This guy is on my ass, and not in the way I like it.
I'm fucking like a guru here, Dale. Let's go.
BSG 65-44 after his ridiculous like whatever he went, which I don't even think I added the game in from Monday. Who won that? New England?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so I'm 74-36. Chop is 69-41. Chop, you got 69.
69, brah. That's what I do.
BSG is 66-44. So BSG went 14-2 last week. That's just unbelievable. And then Dustin, you dropped that one. You picked the Giants. You were smoking crack when you made that pick, apparently. 63-47 is your record.
Bro,
But it's a new week. It's a new day. It's a
listen,
new
I'm like, who watched the show Dexter, the detective?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
it.
oh yeah.
There's something about the Patriots that I'm the same way. Like, there's something about them. I got my eyes on them. I'm not buying the hype yet. There's something about them. I don't know what it is. I know they won 10 straight, all that. I think it's going to come crashing down, but nonetheless, that's why I picked the Giants. I'm like, oh, maybe they'll have one of those off games, but yeah,
They didn't. They looked really good, actually.
Dumb pick.
Let's see
Well,
how
we can't all be Greg Luther and go 14-2 in 1 week. You know?
You can pick against the Patriots again this week, Dustin.
Yeah.
Actually, you can't.
Actually, he
cannot pick against them. They have a bye.
Dustin, is this Dexter show similar to the Dexter I only watched Dexter's Laboratory or no?
No,
Yeah,
it's
just like
not
Dexter's
at all
Laboratory.
similar, Greg.
It's a spinoff from Dexter's Laboratory.
So the first matchup is Seattle at Atlanta. I feel like 2 teams going in opposite directions, but that's usually when a team gets an upset, especially being at home.
Don't do it, Dale. That's why I love
But I'm
it.
not. I can't do it. Seattle's just, they've been stacking the wins, man. They look like a solid team. So I'm going Seattle. I have to do it.
Seattle's like 9-3, I think, man. They're like second place in the NFC, aren't they? Bro, I've been riding with Seattle. I'm going to stick with them. They're helping me gain traction on you, except for you were supposed to pick Atlanta.
Yeah, I almost talked myself into it.
I think you should talk
For
a
a
little
brief
bit
moment.
further. Sell it to him, Dustin.
I will. I'm going to pick Seattle, but do you, Dale and you guys, don't you feel like the same thing that happened to Sam Darnold is happening again this year?
Yeah.
So like his last 4 games, 5 games, QBR 81.3, not bad. 31, 41, and 18 against Minnesota last week. So
Yeah, they're winning in spite of him still.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's still a guy. I don't trust him personally. I don't see them making tons of noise in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think they'll get to the playoffs.
Yeah. They feel just like Minnesota did last year. Like
Yeah.
this team. It's crazy. Good defense, but Sam Darnold will shit it away in the playoffs.
And no Justin Jefferson even to be like, oh, maybe he'll go crazy in a playoff game. I
gotta
don't
tell
think
you,
they have that.
Your boy from Ohio State's been racking me up a lot of points in fantasy.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, I completely forgot it. Actually, they do have.
It's your fucking guy.
How did I
Where's
forget about Jackson Smith and Jigba? He might be
Yeah.
better than Justin Jefferson was last year. Because
Man, you
Jefferson was
dropped
injured
the
a
ball.
lot last year. Holy shit, Chop. Good call, man. That run must be hitting my brain different right now.
No.
Yeah, they do have that. So he actually could go crazy like he did in that Utah playoff game for Ohio State when he had 300 yards. He could win them a playoff game but Sam Darnold is throwing him the ball, so still.
I'm a Buckeye and a Buckeye fan, but I got hated on when I said JSN was going to have the better pro career over Marvin. So,
well, look who's fucking looking smart now.
Yeah. Look at the big brains on Brad.
Yeah.
Greg, you taking Atlanta? You're the expert.
Greg's a dirty bird. He's a dirty bird.
Atlanta or New England, huh?
Seattle. Jesus Christ, this guy doesn't pay any attention.
Sorry, I got mixed up.
All that blood he lost on that ear.
I know, man. Loss of blood. You know what? Fuck Atlanta. I'm going Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to take Atlanta. They've just been playing really, really poor.
So it's probably 100% Atlanta.
Hey, I just want Atlanta to lose, so they're like, hey, let's cut Jesse Bates so we can get him back.
They cut Jesse Bates.
How many years does he have? Is this his second year or third year now?
Well, no, there's a lot of money they could save if they can. I believe, Dale, isn't that true? There's a lot of money the Falcons could save.
That's what I believe Santori told me. I haven't looked into it, but I believe that he told me that like they could save a lot of money by cutting him, and maybe that's on the table for them. Who knows? That right now, once again, they look like a team that is in rebuild mode. So
I would say this, man, be careful about wanting Jesse Bates cut because there's 30 other teams besides Atlanta and Cincinnati. They're going to be looking at him, and he might land right in our backyard at fucking Pittsburgh.
You bite your tongue, Chop.
I mean, you want him cut by Atlanta. Like, it's not a threat right now. He's not even in our conference.
Well, apparently the Steelers don't like safeties because they got rid of Fitzpatrick and then had to move Ramsey.
Maybe also that, like, we fucked that up. Now we need another safety.
Yeah.
Maybe they're playing the long game.
I'm just telling you, man, the way that I feel like that our luck goes here with Cincinnati is that like something like that would happen. Like we'd all be like, yeah, Jesse Bates, woo, he's a free agent. Let's go. Let's get him. Oh, he's a Steeler. Fuck.
I don't know. I think there's so many problems with the Steelers, though, that I just don't even know like how much of it, and as great as player as Jesse is, that so.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point, man, a young guy to be in that role, and Jesse's still a young guy, very talented. I would probably welcome him back, but
hell yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? He's got to be. They got to actually get rid of him, and they might not.
Right.
They might just be trying to keep any talent they can because they suck.
Right.
Yeah.
Cincinnati at Buffalo is the next game on the list.
Who?
1:00 game because they moved it. Was going to be a 4. Was going to be a big. Afternoon showdown, mid-afternoon/evening game. They moved it. They don't have any faith in Joe Burrow.
I bet you Thursday night at fucking Thanksgiving, the NFL goddamn Roger Goodell was fucking choking on his turkey going, oh, I shouldn't have flexed that game.
Yeah.
Fucking
I'm going to go
idiot.
Cincinnati. I picked this last week, so I'm going to pick us again. I hate that. I hate picking it because I really feel like this is a game that we'll just lose because, we can't have nice things. Why give us hope? I mean, they gave us hope last week. Can we get hope for 2 weeks in a row? Can I walk around at work in my Bengals gear and actually feel good about it again? I don't know. That's why I have hesitations to pick Cincinnati is just because personally
I know.
It never works out, and they kick me right in the nuts when I get hope again. And I do have hope. So I'm going to pick them and probably look like a fool, but I'm picking the Bengals to go into Buffalo and keep their playoff hopes alive once again.
Dale, I can't remember last week if I picked for Cincinnati or against Cincinnati.
I'm going
you're turning back into optimistic.
I know, but I got to keep my bet. Just like Dale said, I got to keep my bet going the same direction. I can't remember if
last week we all picked Cincinnati.
All right, I'm picking Cincinnati again then.
But see, then we got Nostradamus saying someone to pick the Bills. But last week we all picked Cincinnati and they beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
On the Thursday night game, and we haven't done well there on Thursday.
Look, my rationale is for the whole thing is that I picked Cincinnati on Thanksgiving. That is my whole rationale for picking Cincinnati today.
I get it.
I feel like I want to pick the Bills just so that it'll be Cincinnati, and it'll fuck me over on my pick.
Pick the spread. Pick the Bills on like a spread instead or something. You know,
Yeah, like maybe put a $10 on the Bills, on a bet. Just
Right.
We're
We're saying Cincinnati, but we're all putting $10 on the bill.
all the spread's only 5.5 now, isn't it? Didn't it open at like 7 or something?
Well,
I don't
if
know.
it starts, if it actually does, like if it gets closer to the game and it really is going to snow, the spread will probably close because, they can't see us in our white uniforms, and we're going up there wearing those white uniforms.
Hey, we actually played pretty good in like cold weather,
Well, especially up there in Orchard Park. I mean, we went up there. It was a snowstorm in the cold weather. Like Joe Burrow does not do bad in the cold.
I just think I think we match up well with the Bills in terms of like our receivers on their defensive backs, So I feel pretty confident.
So you're going Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
For the record.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence asked who we're rooting for in UC and Xavier. I'm a Kentucky basketball fan. / I also like Ohio State in basketball too.
Yeah.
I don't really have a dog in this fight, but Cincinnati? I would rather see Cincinnati win.
I'll go Cincinnati just because that's my dad. UC basketball. My dad worked in the morning. He'd have to get up for work at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and he would still set an alarm for when they played on the West Coast, like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, to get up and watch those games live. So, fucking riding with my dad.
Why the fuck are we even having this conversation? UC all the way. Why would we even debate this?
Hey, the question was asked, brother.
No. You insulted me, Dale. You insulted me big time. Bearcats all the way. Don't even start with me on that.
Man, you're about to make me root for Xavier, motherfucker.
He picked UC.
Hey, Dale, I'm going to legally change my name now to Christian Leitner right now because of this.
What the fuck, dude? I literally picked UC and said
You shouldn't have to. The fact that you're hesitating is insulting to me.
There was no hesitation.
He has his hands up like this. Oh, my God. I'm sorry,
because I entered the room, Greg, and everybody's hands go up. And
they stay there.
We haven't heard a damn thing from Greg about the UC Bearcats football since they've just melted.
Satterfield, I love you, man. I'm sure you're a good guy, but I wanted Brian Hartline, but no, he's going to Florida Atlantic. No.
He's going to South Florida.
So whatever, who cares? South Florida, who gives a shit?
That's a big difference, honestly.
Who gives a shit?
But still.
Yeah, you're stuck with that guy, and he's not good. I can't believe they hired him.
Well, then in that case, Dustin, in that case, I got something stuck up my ass right now that I can't get rid of.
Okay.
Well,
all right. Evan McPherson has been great. I don't know if he'll get comeback player of the year, but he's been the MVP for the Bengals season. We were talking about that earlier. Like he's been money.
Yeah, he has.
As this beautiful KB art back here says, money Mac.
It's too bad that you can't get a jersey with like the monetary font number 2 with the orange scheme. And
you probably could at the Chop Shop, I believe.
It says Money Mac on the back.
Can't you get one at the Chop Shop?
Oh, that's right. I do have.
Oh, yeah. Chop Shop. 513.myshopify.com. That's where you can get one.
They're only $25 now that I think about it.
What? A jersey for $25?
$25.
That's crazy. That was crazy work. All right, next game is Tennessee at Cleveland. I can just never pick Tennessee because they just don't win. So as much as both teams suck, and I'm assuming Shador's the quarterback again this week, but Myles Garrett's playing at a great level. He might have 4 or 5 more sacks this week. So I'll just say Myles Garrett beats Tennessee, so I will go with Cleveland / Myles Garrett alone.
Man, I don't know, man. Come back around to me. Let me think about this. Dustin, you go.
I'll go Browns. I mean, I obviously hate the Browns like the rest of us do, but I will say, Myles Garrett, he's a cool dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like Joe Burrow even talked about like when like Miles sacks him, he goes easy on him too, because I think they're kind of homies. So if I'm going to root for anybody to break the sack record, I think Myles Garrett. So yeah,
great player.
Oh, and our boy, dude, JC Latham is just getting tore up on Twitter this week. He's just been horrible, huh?
But he hasn't. Like I was seeing, like he really hasn't been as awful as the discourse is about him. Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't watched it myself, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
You hate to bury a guy in his second season, but
Yeah.
just when a team's bad, everyone sucks, right? And then when you start to win some, it's like, oh, maybe they don't suck so bad. So without me like diving into the tape personally, judgment's still out on him, in my opinion. My personal opinion.
Yeah, offensive line, they take a minute to develop. I will say, this is going to be crazy to say, but when I look at the way that Dylan Fairchild moves compared to Tate Ratledge last night, and I know Tate's been banged up, but like I don't know, I feel like Dylan Fairchild moves better than him. So
well, somebody on this podcast said that Dylan Fairchild is a better prospect than Tate Ratledge because he was younger and everything else. It's our draft expert, Port Chop.
Nicky Memori, Chop. I look at Gia Campbell, Nicky Memori. Chop is the guru. Chop is the magic conch. Where I'm going to yank Chop's string next time.
It's all here, Greg. I make all
right
my
there,
decisions right here.
And that's what he's about to do for this pick on Tennessee at Cleveland.
Tennessee. Should I pick Tennessee? Let's see here. Man, this shit's hard to read when you get older.
Man,
you got to go, Greg. It says cannot predict now. I got to shake it.
Oh, you got to go. He's got to shake it again. That's it. Paul said. Can't predict yet.
Chop, I'll choke your chicken for a different answer.
It says don't count on it. I guess I should go. Who'd you go, Dale? Tennessee?
Cleveland.
I'm going to go Cleveland.
I bet if that was a smut
Magic 8 Ball said don't count on it for Tennessee, but I kind of want Tennessee I'm going Tennessee.
Okay, well, you went against
bro.
You went against the Magic 8 Ball, so Cleveland's definitely winning.
I know. I went against the Magic 8 Ball.
Washington at Minnesota, two teams that kind of suck. They both kind of suck right now.
Well, guess who's back, bro?
Is Jaden back?
He's
maybe that makes me want to lean
throw
them.
it to no wide receivers.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Maybe you shouldn't have said that. I was about to put pen to paper on Minnesota, and then you could have picked Washington had you not told me Jay Daniels was back.
Right. Well,
now I'm going. I was going to pick Minnesota because they're at home, and I thought both teams were really bad, and I do think both teams are bad. Terry McLaurin, is he going to be back also? Do you know about that?
I don't know. I don't know about Terry, but I was actually just watching an LSU podcast, and they were saying Jaden Daniels was that.
Well, I'll go Washington specifically because you let me know Jaden's back. So if you want to get a point up on me, you got to go Minnesota now.
Well, bro, I ain't fucking picking against my boy. That's my nephew. Right. Not picking against my NFL nephew. Put me down for the Commanders.
Commies. Yeah. How about you, Gregor?
I'm going to rub off on Chop here and go Commanders.
Again, hell yeah.
I'll go Commies too. Question, as a fan base, about your quarterback situation, since draft capital was just recently spent on it. As a man, do you feel worse as a Minnesota fan base or an Atlanta fan base?
Oh my God, I would say
or both equally are.
I would feel worse probably Atlanta. Minnesota, I don't trust JJ McCarthy, but man, the quarterback situation is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like the young talent on Atlanta's defense. But technically, Justin Jefferson is still in Minnesota, so I would feel worse about Atlanta. I don't know, man. That's actually interesting because I think they're pretty equal when it comes to quarterbacks, and ultimately, that's what really moves the needle in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, go back to equal. I'm just going to say I would feel equally bad the position they're both in because Minnesota had that year last year and then completely regressed this season.
Yeah.
I would feel, and Atlanta was expected to take a step, and they somehow regressed, it feels like, as a team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would feel equally bad. Both teams suck is my final answer. Final answer.
So if you're a GM of both of those teams, are you just like, because I don't know if I can roll JJ McCarthy out there for another year and sell that to my fan base. Yeah. I don't know if I can do the same with Penix. Like, are you just like, well, we're going back to the drawing board and drafting another quarterback in this year's draft?
Yeah. I mean, if you get a position where you can, yes.
That's the thing. You probably not this year because I don't think it's going to be a good quarterback class for it. I don't think they'll pick high enough, and it's an awful quarterback class. I think Ty Simpson now should probably go back to school, and Dante Moore should probably declare. You know what I mean? And then it's Dante Moore and Mendoza, and they could go top 2. So Minnesota would have to trade up for it. I don't think they're in a position to do that because I think they have more needs than that.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of kick the can down the road and hope to see development or better play from McCarthy next year / bring in another veteran quarterback to compete, like a high-level veteran backup that may end up starting most of the games next year. And then you look at the 27 draft, which might be fairly loaded at quarterback. And that's probably the year you go ahead and say, well, McCarthy is not it. Let's move on. But I don't think you could do it this year based on the talent at the position.
The year's draft class is hurting so many teams because now you have like even the Dolphins. I know Tua is playing a little bit better, but there's so many teams. Like, what are the Steelers going to do once again?
Well, I'll tell you what they're going to do. My boy is going to fall because he had a bad year, but he's a good quarterback. And he's going to be good in the NFL, I think, and they're going to get him, and it's going to make me hate life.
They should just be playing Will Howard, to be honest.
I mean, at this point, why not get your guy in there and see what you got? Because the draft is coming up. Like, is that your bro? Is that your guy? Or are you going
right? Well, and Howard's not young either, so you need to see what he is as early as possible. You don't have a ton invested in him. No. They won't go that route strictly because they're tied for the lead in the North. They're going to stick with Rodgers, and they got Mason Rudolph, Yeah. My God, if Rodgers gets dinged up, I'm not trotting Mason Rudolph back out there. No. I would put Will Howard in over Mason Rudolph. At least that, you know what I mean? He'd be my primary backup. All right, we got to pick up the pace here on these picks because you got to work, don't you, Chop?
Oh, yeah. I got to get out of here, too. Sorry, I'm the one prolonging these conversations.
So Miami at New York, and New York Jets, the New York Jets, can't just say New York.
Right.
They got 2 teams, but I'll go Miami. Neither of them are very good once again, but I'll go Miami because I don't trust the Jets to win back-to-back games.
Here's an interesting stat, though. The Jets in the last 5 games have been they have a better record than the Detroit Lions.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, they played pretty good.
Brings it into perspective.
Hey, Neil, in the words of Will Smith, I'm going to Miami.
All right.
Then again, I turned my back on the Jets last week. It's one of my 2 losses, so I don't know.
I'm going to Jets. It's going to be cold. Miami, we know how they play in cold weather. So
that's a good point.
Jets.
Okay, Fireman Dustin.
Well, I mean, it's a divisional game, right?
Yeah.
It's in the cold weather. It's at home in New York, and I need separation from Dale, and I was going to pick. Hold on. Let's do it one more time. Should I pick the Jets?
You can't change.
Very doubtful. Going Miami. It said very doubtful. It said very doubtful.
Dude, I literally wrote your name down.
You should have waited for the Magic 8 Ball. It said very doubtful. I have to go Miami.
All right, so Dustin's the only one picking the Jets.
Nice card.
Nice card. The Giants.
New Orleans at Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay. I don't think New Orleans is very good.
Tampa.
I think Tampa's not doing as good as they were all year, but they still could do a lot worse. And that's also a divisional game, but I'm going with Tampa Bay on that.
Yeah, and they're at home. Like Indianapolis at Jacksonville, that's probably got some implications for their division, right? And along with the Texans playing decent lately, but Indianapolis got that big lead. Jacksonville needs this win, but I never feel like Jacksonville has a home field advantage. So I don't trust Indianapolis as a whole, but I'm going Indianapolis in this game because I don't trust Jacksonville either.
I'll go Indy also.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones playing with that. He's moving around pretty well. I don't know. I almost want to feel like I'm going to take Jacksonville.
I thought about it. This is one I heavily consider going Jacksonville, but
yeah.
Gregor?
Jacksonville.
Wow, your brother-in-law is going to be pissed.
That's right. Is he watching the show?
Or happy because you picked them last week, didn't you? Or
Well, no, Dale, it's like with UK, it's catch-22, right?
yeah, for sure. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Once again, we talked about who to root for. I can't root for either, but who would we rather see win based on schedules and this and that? It is in Baltimore, but is Lamar not playing? What's the latest on Lamar
He's
before I
playing.
make a pick?
He practiced today. He's playing. I'm going Baltimore.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me go Baltimore with him out there too. Not that he's been playing well, but I'll still go Baltimore home and him playing. If he wasn't playing, I would have went Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go Baltimore because I don't know what the fuck is going on in Pittsburgh, man, but them fuckers are booing Renegade and yelling, fire Mike Tomlin. It's TJ Watt's upset. They can't stop the same 3 plays on the Bills. I mean, how do you pick the Steelers right now?
I don't know. Ask Dustin. Are you doing it?
Dustin, come on now. We're talking to the guy that picked the Giants and the Jets.
Man, I don't know. It's such a tough tie.
You want me to refer to the Magic 8 Ball for you?
No.
Right.
I'm gonna go actually with Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yep.
See, boom. I said, how do you
Hey, that Renegade song, they can retire that. Your team,
bro, and they should retire it after they're all booing it like that.
Yeah.
All right, Denver at the Raiders. I'm going Denver. Like, the Raiders are a shit show.
Man, is this divisional game week?
I think as you get towards the end of the year, they
a
start
lot of divisional games this week. It's going to be an exciting week to watch football.
It's a good slate, man. It's a good slate.
So Broncos, please, come on. Fucking Raiders. I mean, unless it's the Raiders win if it's some kind of fucking trap game. Also, the Raiders probably will be winning through 3 quarters.
Right, and the Broncos will pull it out. The Raiders could be up by 17 at the end of the third and still lose. Yes.
Yeah.
Broncos. What am I saying? Broncos. Yeah.
Yeah, Denver.
All right.
Has Denver had to play anybody? Oh, God, I feel like every game it's just, it's like who's been on their schedule this year?
I know it's like I can compare Denver to the Buckeyes pretty much.
Oh my! This guy's really trying to fucking piss me off today. This guy. My Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. I picked against Green Bay last week and they beat me. It seems like they're starting to play better. They are at home. This is a huge game for both teams. Another division matchup, as Chop was talking about. I'm probably going to curse the Bears, but I'm going for my upset pick of the week. And maybe it's not an upset, but I think it's an upset because they're on the road. And they still haven't won anything in several years. This is when you would think they would melt. I'm going with the Bears. I'm going to stick with it.
Good. Because I've been riding with fucking Green Bay, brah. Put it down.
I'm going Green
Bay. I feel like it's the Bears, but I've been riding with Green Bay. It's one of the teams I've been riding through this thing.
And you like cheese, don't you?
I do. I
do like cheese.
Fromage. I love a good fucking charcuterie board, man.
You know how you make a Green Bay fan upset?
Like
tell them
shit in his lawn.
Tell them the bar's closed.
Oh man. They like drinking.
Wisconsin takes it to another level. I'm doing Green Bay.
Well, I'll stand on my island with my Chicago Bears on this one. Next game is the Rams and the Cardinals. I'm going Rams. Cardinals are not very good.
That's a fucking.
Rams got their shitty performance out of the way against Carolina last week.
Yeah.
The enigma that is Bryce Young that I've given up on about 20 times, only to rewrite his place in my heart and come back like 20 times. But nonetheless, Rams.
Yeah.
Rams.
Sunday night game. Houston at Kansas City. Kansas City needs this. And the smart bet for me would probably be Kansas City. I'm not that smart. I'm going Houston just because when I'm watching the game Sunday night, I want to root for Houston to win. So that's the reason I'm picking them.
I'm also going Houston, and it's because It's because I've been part of this whole thing. I've been gaining traction on you, and it's been going against Kansas City. So whoever they're playing, like, man, I would have trouble if they were playing like the Panthers or Titans or something like that. But
you want me to switch it?
Huh?
I don't feel confident about it. I'm switching my pick to Kansas City.
Go ahead.
Just since you're picking Houston, I'll pick Kansas City.
At the end of this thing, when I win and you owe me a hand job, remember, you pick Kansas City.
I will.
Dude, don't you guys feel like a Texans is a team that you do not want to play in the playoffs because, playoffs usually the defense carries. And
Yes.
they get pressure with their front four. They got Stingley. It can just shut you down in the back. I'm like, that's a tough matchup for somebody in the playoffs.
I also think Nick Chubb is a decent running back, and the rookie they have. Who's the rookie?
Woody Marks from USC.
Out of USC, yeah, Woody Marks.
Woody Marks.
Yeah, so like him and the defense, I do think would be scary in the playoffs.
Yep. So I'm taking
There you
Texans.
go. Texans. All right. And the last one is the Monday night game. That is Philly at the Chargers. Woo,
Philly.
That's a good game there, too.
I don't care if Herbie's coming back. I'm going Philly.
All right.
The West Coast game. Philly's been, I don't know, man. Something's going on with Philly, too.
The Chargers, though, I don't trust.
It's like two teams that I don't trust, but they're both like fairly good teams, but I don't trust either of them. That's why Dustin, you picked because I'm still trying to decide. I was hoping you would all go one direction so I could go the other, but
I'm going to go Philly, but I will say watching Philly just get punked by Chicago on the defensive line. The Chicago's offensive line. Did you see that play when who's our guy at right tackle for the Chicago?
Darnell Wright.
Yeah, he just pancaked Jalen Carter, took him to the ground. And they ran for a record amount of yards in the link. So it's kind of crazy. Eagles are just they may not be that squad. So kind of shows you they brought their entire offense back. And they pretty much just brought their entire team back. And it's just it doesn't always guarantee you're going to be good. I mean, they're good, but I don't know. There's a lot of doubts. Nonetheless, I want to take Eagles in this game.
Well, I'll go Chargers with Chop then, even though I don't want to. Just so it'll be a split. I do think Philly could win that game. I don't trust Herbert, but I don't know. It's one of those. This might be the beginning of Herbert's hype, and then it'll die first game of the playoffs. You know what I mean? If they make it,
yeah. Right. Losing all, and Slayer this year is just really Herbert. I can't believe he's still standing, man. He's gotten hit so many times this year. It's pretty ridiculous.
He's still standing.
But he's also dating Madison Bear, so he's winning. Winning.
That's a win.
Throw 10 interceptions. He gives a shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
Yeah,
it's a good point. All right. So who's got to get out of here? This guy says, "Go Bills." I mean, honestly, some weeks I say that, but I can't.
Right, but not this one.
Yeah, I mean, I got to go soon, but I'm just, really excited just to we've actually talked actual matchup. I know for a couple weeks there, we're kind of this season's spiraling. So here we go again, it's just, we were talking the scenarios before, but it's all about let's go and win the rest of our games,
just win out. See what happens.
Win out. I feel like there's a good possibility you'll get in. Just winning out and get rolling your own business. I just feel like getting through Buffalo and then Baltimore. I mean, all the games in the NFL are going to be tough. I don't even want to sleep on going down to Miami around Christmas time, that sort of thing. But just getting through these next two games with a W will make me feel even better about the possibilities. So,
guys, I got to get out of here. My ear's still bleeding and all that.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
All right, boys.
I'll pray for your ear. Great.
Feel better or get that sewed up, man.
Yeah.
All right, Chop. I'm sure you got to go.
I do got to go.
I'm going to make Dustin. You got to stay on for a lightning round. Lightning round of college football, Dustin. You can do it.
I'll stay on for that. Lightning round.
I don't want to start talking college football because I'll go on a fucking rant and I'll be late.
Yes, you will.
When I start talking about the shit going on. at the fucking school that's going to dominate for the next fucking 10 years.
All right. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
See you, bro.
Guys.
I won't spend a ton of time on these Friday matchups, Dustin, but North Texas at Tulane could have playoff implications. I think it will, right? One of them is going to get in, whoever wins, most likely. Yep. And Mestamaker's fun. Any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, it's a fun game, man. Tulane has obviously Ratliff who transferred from BYU, breaking their honor code. He's a fun player, a little inconsistent, but the quarterback for North Texas, like, putting up gigantic numbers. That's going to be a fun game. And I think UNLV and Boise State tonight will be pretty fun as well. Anytime you watch a game on the blue turf in Boise, their fans are awesome. So that should be a fun game. Yeah, it's actually kind of a cool little slot of Friday night games tonight with these conference championships.
It is, and it always means something for these teams. So it's good to tune in, but draft prospect wise and this and that. But I wanted to at least mention North Texas Tulane because one of them is going to the playoffs, which is cool for those universities. Santana Hopper, I will mention for Tulane. I think he has another year eligibility, but undersized pass rusher. It's really fun. High win percentage, pass rush win rate. So I'll just mention him. And then Saturday's matchups, at noon, you got BYU at Texas Tech. I mean, you're probably riding with your Mormon brethren out there in Utah, right?
Utah, man, like, we're like the dirty, like, I don't want to say we because I'm not a Mormon. I know.
Yeah, to clarify, but you live in Utah.
Yeah. It's like Utah. There's Mormons that go there too, but it's like the kind of like, the edgy, where like BYU is straight buttoned up. Like, although dudes do, I mean, Kyle Van Noy, I think he had like 2 DUIs when he was in college there. So it's not like they're not all like.
You got to be really talented to.
Yeah.
And he is, obviously.
Yeah. But I mean, BYU versus Texas Tech, like, this is one of those things where it's like, I'm not crazy about Texas Tech's quarterback or their receivers, but dude, they got some studs. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez, their linebacker, their edge player Carter. What's the other kid's name?
Well, they got Texas Tech has Lee Hunter on the interior.
Yeah.
David Bailey on the outside, Romello Height on the outside. You mentioned Rodriguez. They got a good corner that I have for next year, but they've got a lot of good talent there. I think Tech pulls it out. I do like Caleb Douglas at wide receiver as like a red zone guy. He had a big game last week, but he's a guy who's been in the draft guide since the summer, like 6'4" dude. So Caleb Douglas is a good weapon on the outside, and their running back has had a good season. I haven't evaluated him as a draft prospect, but I know he's had a pretty solid season for them.
Yeah. And, there's some, I mean, Chase Kaufman's been a fun player for BYU. I think he could be a later round pick.
LJ Martin at running back is really good.
Yeah. He's really good. He's fun to watch. Like,
Jack Kelly, the linebackers, Isaiah Glasker, Jack Kelly for BYU. Like, Kelly, especially, he has 9 sacks on the season at linebacker.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, he's and Solani turned down Penn State to come back, so BYU.
Yeah, so they're going to be hyped. Like, but I just think Texas Tech is better, and it's set D line is just, and that defense is so good. But we'll see. Should be a fun noon game for a conference championship.
Pretty awesome.
And then at 4, you've got Georgia at Alabama. Hey, if Alabama loses, are they out? Like, I think they should be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they might get in because they don't really count these conference championships against teams, blah, blah, blah. But we'll see. Alabama might just win this damn thing because I don't trust Georgia's offense, but I do think Georgia's defense is playing a lot better. Kristen Miller at D tackle. Love their linebackers. Obviously love C.J. Allen. He's my number 2 linebacker, slightly above Sonny Styles, who I have at 3. Arvell Reese being number 1, but he might be an edge. Love C.J. Allen. A lot of guys in that secondary that'll be back next year. Dalen Everett's a guy who I think is probably a day 3 pick at corner, but he's played a shitload of football for Georgia. Bama, always – the dude, dogs everywhere. You could talk all day. Deontay Lawson at linebacker, LT Overton, Tim Keenan, the third on the defensive line. So many players, so many prospects. Obviously, Ty Simpson will be the one that a lot of guys watch because people get obsessed with quarterbacks. I think he should go back to school. He needs more starts. I don't know how great he's going to be if he goes back to school or declares. To me, maybe he actually personally, if I was his agent, I'd say declare because you're going to be a top 3 quarterback in this class regardless. And I can't guarantee you that next draft. It could be loaded.
Yeah, the two guys are probably my favorite players in this game is CJ Allen and Oscar Delp for Georgia. Like, those dudes are they're I don't know. There's like those sneaky maybe a Delp, a guy that I'd be willing to take a swing on. At some point.
I think he'll be a better pro than college player, but I love Lawson Lucky. He's my tight end too. Like when I did my initial stuff, I think he goes back to school next year where he's the guy, where now it's been him and Delp. I think there's a ton of talent with Lawson Lucky. He won't probably be in this draft, in my opinion, but that's the guy who in this game, it could be Delp, but I think Lucky could ball out, if there's a guy to ball out at that tight end position. So, yeah, there's definitely talent everywhere. And Monroe Freeling, I'll just mention because I'm one of the only people clipped him up last year, limited snaps, but had to fill in for injury. And I was like, I love this guy, basketball background, so much athleticism. Like the upside for him at left tackle in the NFL is huge. And I seen Dane Brugler's mock draft this week, mocked him at 32, and I went, son of a bitch, I'm not crazy. I thought I was the only person seeing this guy. So we'll see. Really like him. Goosby's getting hyped. Almost like I know my shit. Buy my draft guide, motherfuckers, for Project Game Day charity. Just saying. Yeah. I do a lot of hard-ass work in this, and I love it.
Follow him on Twitter. A lot of tape breakdown. Studies. Is out on front of these prospects before even your draft gurus are putting in the time. Yeah, like when you pointed out Freeling to me as well, been kind of like taking stock on him, and yeah, pretty cool to see you're out in front of that and him just probably sneaking in the first round now.
Yeah, I mean that's even to be in the and he could go back to school. He probably should go back to school because I don't think first round's a lock by any means. Yeah. I got him as a solid like second round guy personally, but top 50 player. And that's about where I've had him for a long time.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the homers we got Indiana at Ohio State. That's going to be fun. 8:00 game. Number 1 versus number 2. I mean, prospects, everyone knows them. Caleb Downs on the Buckeyes, Caden McDonald, Sonny Styles, Ardell Reese, blah, 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 blah. Davis Enigma. It just goes on and on. Kenyatta Jackson had a huge game, hoping to see what he could do again this week. If he can keep stacking, maybe he comes in this draft class and pushes his way to top 50. Indiana, all eyes on Mendoza. How does he do versus the Buckeyes defense? Dustin's choking to death and dying. I hope he's okay.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
No, you're good. Freeling, round 2 for the Bengals. Oh, man, that would be beautiful. Ryan, I would love that. Also, I wouldn't hate Trevor Gooseby in round 1, depending where we're picking. If it's top 10, maybe it's a little tight to draft him there, but I think he's going to be amazing. But Indiana, Michael Kamara, still high pressure rate, not the sacks he had last season. Aiden Fisher at linebacker. You got Amari Farrell at safety, D'Angelo Pons at corner. Tons and tons of talent on both sides. Beyond Mendoza, you've got Roman Hemby at running back. And I think the Buckeye defense versus the Indiana running game will be huge. That'll be a key to this game. Indiana's going to want to be able to run some. They do a lot of RPO stuff. They want to be able to get the ball to Surratt, to Omar Cooper Jr. So I think all those guys are exciting prospects on both sides, both teams. Obviously, Carnell Tate for Ohio State. But, man, some of the best Ohio State talent on offense, not even draft eligible. You got Jeremiah Smith, Bo Jackson, true freshman, Julian Sayin at quarterback. I think the whole O-line might come back next year. So a lot of the Buckeye offensive weapons are future guys. But Max Clare could come back, but he could declare. I still think he's a top 3 tight end in this class. Hasn't had the huge season, but I just think he's a solid-ass tight end. He's actually been a really good blocker this year, which was something you didn't see as much at Purdue. I think for his overall profile as a tight end, going to Ohio State has been great because he can still make catches, still make plays in the receiving game. He can do it all. So any thoughts on Indiana, Ohio State, and then we got Duke and Virginia. Not much to talk about with that one, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, a fun game to see, like, in terms of Indiana, like, I'm so sorry. I need
Brother,
to go.
if you need to go, no worries at all.
I don't know why I'm dying here. Hold on.
I hope you're okay.
My throat. I don't know what.
I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I think I'm fine now.
It's more important than podcasting. I don't need you trying to battle through and you can't breathe over there.
Yeah, I'm like about to die on. At least, hey, I died for the cause. I was gonna say, like great players on both sides of the ball. I think the Indiana receivers are a lot of fun. You know, they got great size. So like just the amount of like wide receiver talent that's on display every Saturday with Ohio State, but like also on the other side.
Oh yeah.
I also want to see Arvell Reese kind of get back to like some like producing a little bit more, you know. I kind of felt like he's been a little quiet, and I don't know, like, you know, Patricia really uses his players well. I don't know specifically like in the scheme if he's kind of asking him to do something different than he was beginning of the year. Now, obviously, like when you're on a great defense like that, surrounded by so many good players, maybe it's kind of hard to stand out. But I would like to see like kind of down the stretch as we play, you know, really high end competition, him to like start like making some plays, a little more flashes, you know. So I'm going to be like from an Ohio State standpoint, I'm going to be looking at that. I also think CJ Hicks is coming back this week too.
Yeah, we'll see how much he plays.
Yeah.
May just be special teams, especially this week as he's getting back in game action.
Yeah. I was always love the idea of putting him at defensive end. So you know, be kind of cool. Maybe he's motivated. They can use him in some spots to get, you know, even more pass rush against Mendoza. So yeah, those are a couple of the players that I'm looking out for Ohio State.
Indiana's Carter Smith too. I didn't mention him yet at left tackle for them. Him versus Kenyatta Jackson versus potentially Arvell Reese at times. Like he's a guy who's French top 50 if he declares. He's got another year if he wants it, and that's a guy who you kind of wish was a Buckeye because like he's from around here. I think he wanted to be a Buckeye out of school, didn't get the offer, but yeah, really good player in Carter Smith. So, but this is a huge test, you know? So, like, from a draft prospect perspective, Indiana, Ohio State is like must-see TV because just matchups galore, and it'll be really exciting. Duke and Virginia Tech. Duke has 5 losses and may still win their conference. It's kind of crazy how some of this shit works. They got a guy that might go back, and I'm blanking on his name. He's in the draft guide right now. Great size, great length, but he's so damn inconsistent. Had 3 sacks in one game. I'm sure if Ryan Sparks still listening, he'll tell me that I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. They also have Wesley Williams. I can remember that name and not the other guy who's a higher rated prospect. But that's about it for Duke. And then Virginia, Jamari Taylor at running back.
Yeah.
I like their center. Their center is actually a transfer from, oh, God, I can't even think of the damn school. I could see their logo in my head. Green, like it's a dragon and it's green. But anyways.
Yeah, I know. I'm flipping on that.
UAB, right?
UAB, yeah.
Yeah, so UAB center. That, man, watching versus LSU a couple years ago was really good. And, man, I'm off on names, man. I'm more worried about you choking to death. But
no, I think dude, it's like a spice in my mouth. A fun player to look out for on Duke is their receiver Cooper Barquette.
Barcotti.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
And then, you know, Mensa transferred from Tulane. He likes to sling it around. A little inconsistent, undersized, you know, but he's just kind of like a fun college quarterback. So.
No, I think he's a legit NFL prospect. I'm glad you mentioned Mensa. I have him in the next class, obviously. I think he should go back to school. But, man, he's a guy I think that can make some waves, and a good pull on that because I already have him as, like, you know, day 2 type of guy for next year. I'm trying.
He's taller than I thought. I don't know. I just felt like he was
he's built well.
Yeah, 28 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So there's a couple games there where he struggled early in the season. I just haven't had the chance to watch Duke as much, so maybe draw too many conclusions. But maybe, you know, as obviously he's gotten better as the year went on.
Brady Wilson is the center I was trying to think of, and he is actually not on Duke's team at all. He plays for Virginia. but from UAB. But the guy I was thinking of from Duke is my center 2, and he plays left tackle. It's Brian Parker II. I don't know what the fuck, where my mind went, but I was thinking of Brady Wilson. But Brian Parker II, man, last year allowed 10 pressures, 0 sacks, playing left tackle. He's just a football player. He hasn't been as good this year, but once again, he's playing left tackle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's 6'5", 300. He doesn't have the build to be a left tackle in the NFL, number one. He may be a guard, but I haven't listed with my centers. I think right tackle, correct, Brian. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do think he's going to kick in, and good prospect, man. Brian Parker II. I'm glad we got there, even though I was totally – oh, Virginia. I was thinking Virginia. No, yeah, the other guy plays for Virginia. Man, I am fucking – this rum is hitting good. All over them. Brady Wilson plays for Virginia. Brian Parker plays for Duke. They both play in that game. God damn, we got there eventually.
Yeah, you know, we'll slide. Hey, there's a lot of prospects to go through. You know what I mean? So
when you speed round this shit, man, I was trying to get as much in as I could, as quick as possible. I appreciate you for hanging in there. Let me get my rant out and doing this with me. Almost died in the process, but we got there.
Came through.
I'm excited. Crip asked me earlier if I had the Bills defense and the Bengals defense, which one would I play on Sunday? Crip, the answer is neither. I would cut one of them and go pick up a different defense. There ain't no way in hell I'd play one of those defenses this week. Not me. Like fantasy football, fuck no.
You kind of almost like feel like, I don't know, the Bills, they invested a lot in their defense, and they just kind of they're starting to like fall into like, although they got the quarterback with that Pittsburgh territory where it's like good enough to go to the playoffs every year, but like not high enough to draft like a blue chipper, you know, which honestly you probably want to be. I'd rather be consistently good than having the highs and lows like the Bengals do. But, you know, it's interesting to see the evolution of their team where they were like the Super Bowl favorites from a couple years ago to like, and you know, some may have them up there, but I'm just not seeing it on their team anymore. And I really am confident that the Bengals will beat them.
Yeah, I mean, man, the NFL is weird. And at the end of the day, all that happens is the Chiefs play in the Super Bowl somehow.
Well,
like, that's the worst part. Like, I'm ready for that to end, right? Because for 3 years, it's felt that way. Like,
if they lose on Sunday, I think that's their nail in the coffin. I do, and I think, you know, it was an elimination game pretty much for the Lions last night too. So it's like, you know, you had these teams that were like, you know, obviously the Chiefs have been consistent. The Lions haven't been able to get over the hump, and then, you know, they lost Brian Branch last night for the season too.
Yeah, so I saw that, and like the injuries are piling up once again. You know, and that's part of it too in the NFL. Who can sustain that? Who's built their roster the best at the end of the day?
Yeah, who built it the best? Who's managed it? You know, who's like, the Lions' injury luck the last 2 years has just been atrocious. It's like they're just losing dudes left and right. So yeah, kind of wild.
But shout out DJ Reader, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for Detroit. Seems like a good dude. We love to have a good locker room guy for sure. So shout out to him. Shout out to Ted, the Cincy hat. You know, he's Walter Payton Man of the Year again for Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Ted's been balling out. I think I seen a PFF like one of the more higher rated offensive linemen across the league the last like 3 or 4 weeks.
I really like, so many people's like, Ted, I never thought he was playing that bad. You know, he was never one of the guys that I really would like clip up and be like this or that, because I knew people were so angry about Ted Karras that I was like, I'm going to be called a homer if I defend him, because he does show intro and this and that, you know, met the guy a couple times. My personal opinion was, I don't think he was ever playing that bad.
Yeah.
Now, at some point, you're just expecting your play's got to fall off. Like, you're not getting younger.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's one of those guys that's just a really damn good center, you know, in the NFL.
Yeah. That's kind of like one of those things where it's like, it feels good that him and Fairchild, and I don't know where eventually we go with Orlando Brown. Obviously, he's playing pretty well. Getting a little bit older, obviously, but it's like, I don't know.
My thought was always he's going to be here next year anyways. I still fully consider, as we were talking about with Moreau, Freeling, Trevor Gooseby, consider drafting that left tackle of the future if you got an opportunity to do it this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are just one of those premium positions. If the guy's there, you take him, So because you're never going to be mad about having a left tackle waiting in the wings.
But man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I will be back on Sports with Strawberry Ice at 5:30. I don't think AC is going to be on there. He's on dad duty, and I was like, okay, that's a perfect time to have a couple cocktails. And he's like, well, he's on West Coast time, so he's got to pick his kid up from school at 5:30. It's not East Coast time. It's still normal daytime, picking up your kids and this and that. So it's understandable. But yeah, I'll be on there with Iceman. I'm sure we'll talk Bengals. God, imagine how drunk I'll be by then. Fridays, man.
It's getting going on a Friday.
Yeah, I haven't really ate much today either. I had breakfast at 6 something, but yeah.
Hey, you got to enjoy the football while it's still here, man.
Yeah, I'm powering through it, man. The only thing is it's cold. It's so cold. This rum is not warming me up, and that's a problem. I put my good heater in the house. I bought this heater specifically for the garage. Because it gets so cold down here. And then last weekend, I'm like, I'll put it in the house. Because that's what I do. Now I got this dumb little fucking heater.
Yeah.
It's
I feel you on that, man. But
appreciate everybody tuning in. It's a good show. It's good to talk Bengals. Again, I like talking everything, NFL, college. Obviously, we love talking all those things. But it was good to talk matchups, talk everything, because, hey, we still got a chance.
We still got a chance, baby. Let's do this thing.
So you're saying there's a chance. There is, but you got to win Sunday, in my opinion. People are like, you could still make it. I don't want to hear that. Win Sunday. Prove you're a potential playoff team. You're 4-8. Go win.
Mm-hmm.
Stack wins.
100%. Stack them, maybe.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Brother.